Hey guys, my name is Shadows and welcome back to another tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make something like this. So as you see, this looks pretty cool. I'm going to be covering how to make the little effects on the sword, all those squiggly lines, and I'm going to be showing you some cool distortion settings and all that good stuff. And also I'm going to be showing you how to add a nice subtle little glow to your renders and some nice and quick CCs to make everything look good. So let's get into it. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this render first, because I'm going to be doing the effects on this sword, and this render is made by Flash, if you want to know. So I'm just gonna name the layer render, and I'm gonna apply some render effects to it. And if you don't know how to do that, make sure to check out my other tutorial. I think it's my color correction and render effects tutorial, and I talk about all this stuff in that tutorial. So if you haven't checked it out yet, there should be an annotation on the screen or a link in the description for sure. Right, so let's go ahead and move the render in the middle, and it should hopefully snap in place, kind of like around here. Okay, that looks good. Alright, so I also just added some black bars to start with, because it just always looks good no matter what you do. Right, so first of all, I'm just gonna add some quick CCs to this. I'm just gonna make a quick little curve and a little color balance. Right, now we do simple stuff. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you how to add little glows to stuff and how to make it all look really good, and then how to do the main cool kind of spiral effect on the sword. So let's start with the glow. So I'm going to grab a brush and hold Alt and just click on the leg, like you can select whichever color you want. So I'm just going to select this and just paint it in. I have my opacity all the way up to 100, and I'm just using a standard brush. So I'm also gonna do it here and make it a bit smaller, and yeah, that should do it. I'll also make one here and on the Pokeball. And I'm just gonna do it on the little three kind of like blocky stripes on the sword. And if I put it to screen and turn the opacity down, it kind of has like a cool little glow. So it's not very realistic, but it looks quite cool, so it looks nice. I'll also go ahead and add it to the hat as well, like so. Maybe some white. There you go. I'll put the opacity to 30. Nice. So now we're gonna do the little squiggly effect thing, whatever you want to call it. So this is actually not as difficult as you may think. You just want to grab a brush, put it on like a pretty small size. I'll go a bit smaller than that. Yeah, like so. And just grab a color you want to do. I'm just gonna do red, and then just kind of go like that, just kind of do like a spiral. I'm not sure if that will work. I'll have to give this a few goes, because I can never get it the first time. Or I could just do something like that, have it come out the other way. Yeah, so to be honest, even if you get something like this, it'll be just fine. So now you wanna hold Control and click on the layer, the actual like thumbnail of the layer, and that will do a selection of the layer for you. And then you just wanna go ahead and click Select and go to Modify and click Contract. And depending on your resolution, you have to do different sizes. I'm working in 4K resolution, so I'm just gonna do 5, and yeah, it looks good. So now you wanna have your background color as white, and your foreground color doesn't matter really. And now you hold Control, click Delete, and what it does, it fills in the selection we've made in white, and it looks like a cool kind of laser beam kind of effect going around on the sword. So I actually want to go ahead and adjust this a little bit, so I'm gonna hold Control T, right click, click warp, and just kind of move it around slightly. Just get this closer together, and like so. Right, nice. Now we are going to create a layer mask and grab. Now if we already have white and black, just switch them around so the black is the foreground color, and you can just paint away the effect. And if you went too far, you can just always press X once again to switch out the layers. Oh my bad. To switch out the layers and just paint it back in. And I'm actually gonna put up my hardness to like 50. There you go, like so. So it's pretty good. So I'll have it so it goes behind, then in front, and then I'll have it so it goes like this, and then behind again. So this isn't as like as difficult as you think. So actually, like, it looks somewhat good somehow. So, and then I have this bit behind, like so. Just make sure we're accurate with this. There you go. So we got this simple thing here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go to filter. Probably should have done this before, but it should be fine. I'm gonna go to liquify, grab again a small brush, and you can just kind of do like, just like make this like all squiggly and stuff. I don't know what's the proper term for this, but you see what I mean. You can just make it look so it's kind of like a kind of cool little effect. There you go. I'll now hit OK, and we got this here. So if you get any like weird glitches, just wanna paint it away again. Wrong layer. There you go. So yeah, like I said, I should have probably done that before, but it's all good. It's all good. Get rid of that. There you go. So now we got this done. I mean, it looks okay, but nowhere near as good as what it usually looks like on my banners. So I'm gonna hit apply. So this is all like a one lower layer. Now we will duplicate the layer, go to filter, blur, hit Gaussian blur, and put it on the radius of 10. And now if we put the original layer on like a color dodge, and put the second one on the maybe overlay. Just trying to find the one that looks good. I'm just gonna go color dodge on both of them. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate them for a second. So yeah, now it has more glow to it, but it doesn't look quite good yet. And because the sword has like a red bit here, like a blue bit here, and another blue bit here, I'm going to make a gradient for it. So we want to hit gradient overlay, make sure you're on the right layer, and hit normal. Now we gotta make ourselves a little gradient. So we want this bit to be blue, so we will go ahead and start with blue. We will make a one in the middle, and we make it red, and we will move it down a bit. make it red again. And then have this one blue again. And now we'll hit color in the blending mode. No, hue in the blending mode, that's the one. Just turn the opacity down to like 85. If you want, you can reverse or whatever. I'm just going to reverse because it gives like a cool little effect. Now I'll just rasterize the layer and put it back on color dodge mode. Unless, oh, linear dodge looks quite cool. Okay, we can move that. And now I'm actually gonna do the same thing again just to give it some more glow. I'm gonna go blur, Gaussian blur, but I'll just go more this time. So I'm actually gonna do 80, and as you see, it looks quite cool now. It has this kind of like a really nice glow. So actually, like, it looks pretty good with this. So yeah, I use Gaussian blur a lot. Like, for example, if I wanna add like the loaded text, I just duplicate the text layer and stuff, and then I just put it on Gaussian blur. That looks really good. So now let's add a few more effects to this, as we may, to just finalize this. I'll add some little like particles of this, so it kind of looks like this thing is like kind of like blazing hot and it's like spitting out like little particles, I guess. So I'm gonna duplicate the layer, and instead of using a liquify, there's also a really good way of doing this. You can go ahead and hit filter, distort, and go to wave. And you should try out all those like different effects you got in here, because they can create some really cool stuff. So just play around with all this stuff, because it's really fun to do and just to mess around with it, and like you can create some awesome stuff. So in the wave effect, I'm gonna hit triangle and then hit randomize a few times and just say okay. And as you see, it does little kind of like, it just kind of like tears it up a bit, which is actually really cool. So now if you have this combined, it's a bit too bright together. So what I'm gonna make a mask. Hit Ctrl I to invert so the mask is black, and then if we switch out our color palette, so we have the white as a foreground color, as you see, if we paint it in, it gives the thing. It unmasks the, it unmasks the layer. So I'm just gonna make it a bit bigger. So now if we paint this in, oh, how about let's do that again. There you go. There you go. So if we paint this in on like random spots, it's gonna look like it's kind of like giving away like a bit of it. I don't know, it's just like a cool little effect. So I kind of did like here. There you go. Now I'm also going to add more glow to those little parts. So it looks like it's kind of like a charged kind of thing. I don't know. Like, it doesn't really need any of this to make sense. Like, if it looks cool, then that's all that matters, to be honest. So I'm just going to add more glow, like so. Let's see if there's any particular blending modes that look good with this. Just gonna go ahead and use that. Just paint it in. There you go. So now I added a bit of red on the actual sword, so it looks like the red effect is actually like reflecting and giving like shade, or like a red kind of tint to the sword. So it just, again, it makes them look more realistic. So there you go. Okay, looks pretty good. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and what was that? Sometimes when I just get those like random gradients when I go in here, they just look cool, but it's kind of useless. Anyway, I'm just gonna make a white and black, or black and white gradient. Don't know why that's blue. Go white. There you go. I'll go ahead, put on hard light, and then turn the opacity down, just to make it tiny bit darker. Now I'm going to make the sword a bit lighter. So I'm gonna get exposure, and bring it up. Just put it up to 1. Now I'm going to hit Ctrl I to invert it, and just paint it back in on white, so you see. And if I'll just make it look somewhat good. There you go. So that's pretty much it. I think I covered most of the stuff I wanted to cover. Where's the glow I did at the beginning? Oh, I had it disabled. Okay, for some reason I had it disabled. So I'll just paint away a tiny bit here because it gets a tiny bit too bright. There you go. So I still have the bit of the glow on this. Alright, well that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to leave a like, it helps me out a lot. Just feel free to subscribe, you know, that helps out a lot too. And yeah, I should have some more tutorials coming in the future, if not soon, but don't quote me on that, because like I'm just a random person, I say stuff and then I don't do it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.